Yeah, we're going to talk about Walmart. I used to work for Walmart for almost 10 years. The fact that this says the Walmart 10 Commandments has me very intrigued because at one point I was trying to build a Walmart church as a joke. I love this dude because of his Southern stuff. He also does Bless Your Rank, which is food rankings from the South, to which I agree with most of it. So I am very curious about the Walmart 10 Commandments. So, yeah, hopefully this isn't loud. I did turn it down, but he's loud sometimes.
Whether you've been more times than you could possibly count, or you've somehow never been, which I don't know how that's possible, here are the 10 Commandments of Walmart. Commandment number 1, thou shalt follow the arrows. Yes, the arrow. It's a very simple symbol. It's been around since.
No, this is absolutely the Commandment 1 is broken almost every second on the second of every day of every dollar.
Ancient times. But somehow, when we paint it on the ground in the Walmart parking lot, y'all ain't got a clue what it means anymore. It's to y'all, it's like this emoji. I don't have a clue what this means. Okay, Magellan
I should have let him finish speaking.
had to learn what an arrow meant, and he still made it all the way around the world. All I'm asking for y'all to do is to go from the Garden Center to Murphy's Express the right way. There's also this thing with the entrance
Yep.
of the building and going in the wrong door. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, if I don't see anybody coming, I'll just take whatever door is closest to me.
And that's not a problem, in my opinion, as a former employee, because if you only want us to go in one entrance, let it only open from one side. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
I ain't hurting nobody. Also, while we're in the parking lot, commandment number 2: thou shalt return your buggy. For those that aren't aware, a buggy is what we call a shopping cart in states that leave hot sauce on the table. Now, I don't want to dive too deep into.
I don't know if I'm insulted or not, because my state has hot sauce on the table, but I'm not sure what he means. But for the people who may view this, it's also a trolley.
It's because I know that 99% of us know how to live in a society, and there is absolutely nothing that I can say to the 1% of the population that will not make them be a goober. But I will say that I have been in some parking lots, not Walmart, where the buggy corral is nowhere to be seen. So I just kind of shove it in there with like 2 or 3 others that are off to the side somewhere. So that at worst makes me an accomplice and not a goober.
Now, I will say that it's a double-edged sword because Walmart's one of the only companies that I know of that actually hire a dedicated shopping cart go-getter person. And if you constantly put the shopping carts back, they'll have to hire less people. So it's like a double-edged sword. You can be part of the problem but help keep people employed, or you can be not part of the problem but also help make another problem bigger, which is employment. I don't know which one's the better option.
Commandment number 3: thou shalt honor thy return policy. Now, just go ask somebody that used to work returns in Walmart what is the craziest thing that they have ever seen returned. And brace yourself. You are not prepared because your observed level of crazy is nowhere near their level. It's always something like a bunch of empty banana peels or a single slice of birthday cake to get a refund for the entire cake because it didn't taste good. And I'm not encouraging you to go do that because most of us wouldn't. And personally, I don't even have the restraint to bring a single piece of cake back to the grocery store. Most people just need a friendly reminder that Walmart has a very generous return policy and they will almost always take whatever that thing is back.
I've had people return completely eaten watermelons saying they were sour and not sweet at my last Walmart. Yet you can't return a blow up mattress after 45 days. You can return underwear that didn't fit, but you can't return like batteries. It's stupid weird, and it's not always the same across all stores.
But if they won't, I used to have a cousin that worked in returns, and he said somebody brought back a computer way past the deadline because they told him that it was full of dark magic. And they said, "What?" They said, "Yeah, as soon as I turned it on, there was a setup wizard." And they took it back. So I'm just saying there are possible ways, for religious exemptions. Commandment number 4, thou shalt not use the self checkout. If your buggy is full to the brim and there are normal registers open, what are y'all doing? Now, of course, I'm talking about the little self checkouts.
I'm going to disagree with you right here, Mr. Bless Your Rank. Thou should never use the self checkout because a multi billion-dollar company like this should just hire cashiers. There's no benefit to it other than we get to check ourselves out and then get accused of shoplifting right around the corner because they want to check our receipts. Just hire more cashiers and make us check out through those.
Like 6 square inches of space for you to put your stuff before you scan it, not the big ones that have their own conveyor belt. I mean, we just got those, so apparently we couldn't be trusted with them before. All I'm saying is that you ain't got no business trying to scan a week's worth of groceries on that little thing when there are other options available. Okay, I'm also pretty sure that you're the kind of person that is going to find out when you're done scanning the last item that this machine does not take cash. You're going to have to do it all again over there. Yeah, I've got some PTSD from Walmart.
However, if you're going to break the commandment that I just laid out before you as a fix, I also believe self checkouts should only ever be credit card only.
Commandment number 5, thou shalt get the heck out of there by 11 o'clock. If you weren't aware, pretty much all Walmarts quit being open 24 hours a day back in the year that shall not be named. Now,
It was in 2020. It was 2022. Just for the record. Well, no. But it was during that dark time.
pretty much all of them close at 11 o'clock. And if you like shopping in peace, then you better get the heck out of there before 10 o'clock. That last hour of every day in Walmart feels like the dawn of the apocalypse because they are coming over that loudspeaker letting you know how many minutes you have to get out of that building before they obliterate you. Trust me, Walmart, I'm trying to get out of here as fast as I can. If I wanted to stay overnight in this place, I would. And you wouldn't even know it. I've seen where the heart is. I'd have a baby in that Walmart. Commandment number 6, thou shalt take your family reunion out of the aisle. Hey, we used to have these things called general stores that.
Oh, okay, so we can see the meat wall and the bread wall. That bread aisle is shite, which tells me that's a Wednesday because the meat wall has meat on it. Because if that was a Sunday, there'd be no meat on that wall. Just a little fun fact. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Lots of space to stand around and chit chat, and some even had a table. But now we got a Walmart, and they replaced that space with a Subway. But hey, some of those have a table. All I'm saying is every aisle only has just enough space for 2 buggies. Okay, do you think Walmart's got to spare an inch? Commandment number 7, thou shalt not forget about the second bathroom.
I don't think this is commandment number 7. 6. I lost count, and I think he lost count. That's all I'm going to say.
Again, this is kind of more of a reminder, but don't forget, especially if you've got kids, that Walmart has a second set of bathrooms in the very back of the store. So,
not true anymore, though that used to be the case. A lot of the newer ones only have a bathroom either in the front or in the back.
also be aware that it's kind of a coin flip on what kind of quality you're going to get, because I have been in some bathrooms that are spotless, and I've been in some others that have a meth lab. So it's pretty much the same odds as the bathrooms in the front of the store. Just know they're back there for emergencies.
The back bathrooms are typically going to be the better ones because if the district manager or anybody shows up, they're going to be using the offices in the back, so they're going to be the ones that look better. But if you have a store manager whose office is in the front, you're back to a 50-50 draw.
You know the ones I'm talking about. We've all been there. Definitely the lowest point of our lives. Commandment number 8, thou shalt not tap to pay. Of course, the absolute easiest way to pay for things is not a thing at Walmart, because they want you to download their little app. And I don't know what happens after that, because I ain't downloading it. Okay, so that means that I got to do this little dance with my card and the chip reader called "Is my card actually declined, or are you just being a little?"
Yeah, he's absolutely right. So they won't get Apple Pay because they're greedy little bastards. And that's why they have their app so that you can do Walmart Pay or One Pay because they also are like partnered or own the One Bank. I'm not 100% sure on that. Um, but Apple Pay wants like 30% of every transaction. There is a benefit to downloading the app, and that's the fact that like your receipts automatically get uploaded to the app. So you ain't got to worry about like saving that piece of paper for Christmas gifts or whatever. And you can start returns immediately through the app. And in which, in some cases, like when you say, I want to return an item, it'll go, oh, you can just keep that item and we'll refund you. So, yeah. As far as tap to pay, I don't understand why they don't have tap to pay yet. I don't, especially when they're constantly doing upgrades and having to replace their registers. It's like, I get it if they don't want to like upgrade just one register at a time and they're waiting for like either a bunch or a remodel to like bring in all these tap to pays, or if they're like, well, this Walmart has tap to pay, why doesn't this Walmart have tap to pay? If they're just going to like have them set to be blown out all at one time, I really don't know, but I do think it's egregious that they don't have this yet.
Commandment number 9: Thou shalt watch out for the pickers.
No, you should not have to watch out for somebody whose job is to literally look for you. There's a rule at Walmart. It's called the 10-foot rule, and you're supposed to work with your eyes up and your ears open.
By pickers, I'm referring to the employees whose job it is to move those giant blue containers around the store, picking out groceries and staring at this computer screen and not at you as you round the corner about to get demolished by their semi truck of buggies. It's unfortunate, okay? But let's not take out our frustrations on the workers, okay? It's not their fault. They're just
Yes, it is.
there trying to earn a living.
They're not trying to earn a living because you can't earn a living at Walmart. They don't pay well enough.
It's on Walmart. And you better believe when they get the opportunity to replace those employees with robots, they are absolutely going to do that.
Though he's correct, they've already tried 3 times. And that was while I worked there. I haven't worked in almost 2 years. I quit in December of 2023. So I don't know how many more times it's been tried, but every time it fails.
And if one of those things run you over, then you are fully within your right to absolutely cold cock one of those things. I mean, just let them have it. Uppercut. How you run? Right there in the aisle. Which brings me appropriately to our final commandment, number 10. Remember 90s Walmart and keep it holy.
Yes. Bring back the Christmas shop area where you got the tree actually set up and the Christmas village and stuff. Like, it was such a better time. I was but a wee lad, but those days will be forever remembered.
Hey, Walmart feels just plain. I wouldn't say sterile, but plain. Like,
Sterile is a good word, but they're not clean. So I wouldn't want to use that word either. But plain doesn't feel plain enough.
a hospital cafeteria. Walmart's used to be on a different level. You could go in there and play a whole video game while your mom shopped, or go eat in the big old McDonald's in the back of the store, or just stare at a lobster tank.
Yes to the lobster tank, but that's because the meat workers went union. I know this because one of my bosses used to be a meat cutter for Walmart when they were unionized. Um, and that's what happened to that. That's also why it's not fresh cut meat anymore. It's all prepackaged from warehouses. The video games, I was talking to one of the vendors, and supposedly that's kind of going to come back. Best Buy already started it a year or so ago that I'm aware of, but I didn't shop at Best Buy for almost 10 years. And yeah, I miss the McDonald's, but like I do like the fact that there's other restaurants.
I was even in a Walmart fashion show one time because my grandma worked there and she signed me up. Can you imagine your Walmart having a fashion show now? Does anybody need to see the season's latest Cookie Monster pajama prints? It's not even the same Walmart anymore. When you walk in, you're not greeted by anybody. You got to get your buggy and weave in and out of these blue bin semi trucks to get your groceries. And then to top it all off, you got to check yourself out. They make going to Walmart feel like a job that you ain't even getting paid for.
And that's why you should never use the self checkout.
Walmart used to try to be part of the community, and now it just sits there like an empty corporate shell of Sam Walton's dream.
Amen. Amen. And I'm not even religious.
At least bring back Black Friday, the old school kind where you could fight your neighbor over some Pioneer Woman pans.
I disagree with this. My very first Black Friday, a person got shot over a set of rags, dish rags. No, Black Friday is very much a better situation right now. I don't like the fact that it's all November, but it does kind of make it easier.
Golly, those were the days.
That's the Walmart way.
So yeah, uh, Matt Mitchell. He's on so many different channels. I never know which one is actually his channel. Please give him a like and a follow and check him out. Um, I think he's hilarious. So see y'all on the next one.